So when it comes to setting this up, you want to set the cables up to the top, and then you're going to crisscross, and you're going to grab the knob part of the cable attachment. If you have a short little handle you want to try, that might work fine too, but check with me. Otherwise, you're going to grab the knob here, you're going to crisscross the cable arms, and you're going to stay relatively close to the cable. I'm going to show you a side view in a second. What I want you to see from the rear view here is that my arms and the cable are in the same line, right? As I extend out, you can't even see the cable because it is directly behind my arm. And the big mistake people make is that they keep their elbows tucked and they do some of like this stuff. All right? Because we've all been taught everything's tucked tight to the body, tucked tight to the body. You don't want to do that. You want to let the elbows flare up off the body a little bit such that the cable and your arm are in the same line. That's the big mistake I see from the rear. Now I'll show you some good reps from the side, and we'll talk about some mistakes that you can see from here. So the big mistakes that I see when people are doing this is that they are too far away from the cable machine. Now there is a version of this exercise where you are stepped back a little bit further, but that's not this one. And if you do step back quite a bit, what you're going to find is that while you might be fine in this position, as you bend the elbow, it's going to want to pull your arms forward. And you're going to have to work really hard to keep the elbows pinned back. And while, again, there is a reason you might want to do it from back here, that's not this version. And so I want you to take a step closer such that as you're keeping your elbows back in line with the body, if you finish the movement, the cable might just hit you in the chest or hit you in the face. And frankly, that means you're probably in a good position. If you're back here, what can happen is as you're bending at the elbows and you get here, it wants to pull your arms off the body. And that's a big mistake that I see people making, is that if you're doing that, you're not going to get as much elbow bend. I want you to get your elbows bent all the way in here. Look how much my elbow is bent here. My forearm is touching my bicep. That's what we want. That's what lengthens the tricep. And so if you're back here, it's kind of tough to get that bending of the elbow, right? You're kind of forcing it. If you move in closer, so you're in line with the cable here, you'll find that you can get all of that range of motion much more intuitively. And so the big mistakes that I see people making is that their arms are tucked tight to the body instead of flared up a little bit. They don't need to be flared up all the way here. They need to be in line with the cable. And then people are stepped so far back that as they bend the elbow, they let their arms travel forward. Keep your arms here tucked to your side. This is all you're doing right here. A lot of people will do this and then their arms travel forward. Keep the elbows at your side, extend the elbow down and out.